Hi, I'm Jessica Citizen from GamePron News, and I'm here with John from Blizzard, and we're talking about World of Warcraft Cataclysm, which is coming out on December 7th. So, are you excited?
Absolutely. I mean, after 2 years of working to redo the entire world, Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms are completely changed. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very, very, very thrilled to show the work that we've done to all of our players.
So one thing that did confuse a few people was you've got an event like BlizzCon, and yet you announced the World of Warcraft release date, 2-3 weeks ago. Why wasn't that part of the show?
Because people were dying to know. And we're actually going to release the date even earlier than that. People are wondering when you've been in beta for 4 or 5 months, hey, when are you going to get it out on the shelves? So we went ahead and said, let's let them know as soon as possible. There were other cool things that BlizzCon wanted to show off, and we didn't want to detract from that as well. So there you go.
One of the things that was mentioned yesterday in Mike Morhaim's opening speech was the fact that Arthas has been killed 489 billion times. That's a pretty significant difference from the original game, when there would be 1 or 2% of people who would actually get to see endgame content, let alone beat the final boss. Does that reflect on the game getting easier, or are people just getting better at it?
A little of both. I think there was a huge wall in endgame content at the very beginning, and we definitely took the approach with things like Molten Core that it was for hardcore gamers, 40-person raid and all that. We also really now train the player much better about getting to that endgame raid. We equip you better. Those 5-man instances that we released for ICC, for Ice Crown Citadel, really do gear you up much better, so you have a better chance at it. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. 480,000 kills on Arthas, and I haven't done it. I got to the Lich King and never got him down, so I'm not one of those.
But is there then anything? Are people going to be disappointed if they come in looking for a real challenge? Is there too much hand-holding that's being introduced?
Well, not for me. Like I said, I couldn't do it.
True.
It was darn hard. Raiding is easier. I won't say that it isn't. We're definitely making it more challenging with Cataclysm. I definitely think new players will have a pretty big challenge, and experienced raiders certainly will as well. So raiding is definitely much more challenging in this expansion.
So for new gamers that might just be coming to the franchise, they've heard all these wonderful things about rolling planes and beautiful layouts and fantastic landscapes. They're not going to be able to see much of that, really, are they?
Well, Goldshire is still looking nice, but yeah, the Barrens is pretty wrecked. There's a whole lot of mountains that have crumbled and oceans that have risen up, so Deathwing really took his toll. He really just destroyed the crud out of the place. There's still a lot of beautiful stuff to it. Ashen Vale, which has got a volcano in the middle of it, still has a lot of the most beautiful, really some of the most beautiful Night Elf areas around. There's still the beauty to Kalimdor in the Eastern Kingdoms, but there's a lot less of it, yeah, that's for sure. Maybe that'll be a bigger impact then.
And there is no way of getting back to how it once was, is there?
Once we flip the switch come December 7th, all that data that we did, it's gone. It's, that's 5 years worth of work we're going to just shove into a corner and never see again. So yeah, the world fundamentally changes come that date.
I mean, there is always the possibility you could release World of Warcraft Legacy Edition.
I suppose we could have you go through the Caverns of Time and play it through there or something like that. That's a lot of data for people to download. I don't know if they want to. We're really proud of what we did in Cataclysm. And we looked at how we quested. We redid all of that. So there's a lot of really good new things in there. We made, we're not like anybody else. We made mistakes when we made the game. We really think what we've done in Cataclysm is made it so much easier for you to get into the game. We have a new tutorial system that we're using in the game as well, so new players are going to have a much easier time getting in. People that have never touched an MMO before will really, really have a good time in it. We've added the 2 new races, the Goblin and the Worgen, for the Horde and the Alliance. We've made amazing starting areas for those two races, levels 1 through 15. Tons of phasing in both of those instances, or both of those starting areas, excuse me. Very, very cool. We've added flying to the world, which for me, personally, thank God. I remember 5 years ago when I first started working on the game, I was like, come on, please let me fly. Well, when we made the game originally, it was from a perspective of ground looking up. So we had mountains and then nothing behind it. We had, cities where it was just a front and there was no actual building behind that front. A lot of facades, a lot of fake stuff. And now you can fly anywhere and you can see everything. Our level designers did an amazing job of really fleshing out the world. We've got more raiding content than we've ever had before. We've got a brand new world PvP zone, Tol Parad, new battlegrounds. There's just a lot of awesome new stuff in the game.
So, Blizzard developers are quite happy to admit, yep, there were some things we stuffed up in the early days. Do you think you're still making mistakes, and in another 5 years you might look back and go, what were we thinking when we introduced that?
Yeah, we absolutely will probably go, oh my God, why did we do that? Will we redo the world? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows what's going to happen in 5 years? Who knows if people will still be playing World of Warcraft? I hope they are. We'll see, I guess. But yeah, we've certainly made mistakes. We certainly learn from them, try to fix them all the time.
That's the other thing as well. The residents of Azeroth seems to have plateaued at about the 12 million mark. Do you think that Cataclysm will increase that as significantly as the earlier expansions, or is this maybe where it might settle?
Yeah, well, that's the crazy thing. So we just hit 12 million, which is... That's so nutty.
It's a huge number. I'm not meaning to discount that at all.
No, and I didn't take it that. It's so nutty. So we thought we had plateaued, and then we just hit a new milestone, and now we're going to release Cataclysm. So maybe we'll hit a new milestone. We've been very fortunate. Amazing success, unbelievable. I thought we were going to plateau out when I was originally on the team. I was talking to Mike Morheim, and I thought, maybe we'll hit 3 million, Mike, and that'll be really impressive. And we had just cleared 1 million at that point. I thought, wow, triple that number. That's amazing. I don't know where it'll end. I hope, like anybody, I hope people play what I do and enjoy it, and that's all I really care about. So we'll see.
Obviously, you play the game yourself, so what is it that you personally, other than flying, what is it that you're most looking forward to in Cataclysm?
I'm going to re-roll goblins, so yeah, absolutely. Wow, reputation amongst all the vendors is exalted. You get a bank alt or that you can summon immediately. Goblin is way cool, so I'm absolutely looking forward to that. And then, those, like I said, those starting zones are amazingly fun.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.